What's up, everybody? It is Matt Modi with OddsJam, and for this video, breaking down the Nets versus Grizzlies. So this is the first of the ESPN primetime games tonight. It's an awesome game. The star-studded Nets finally healthy with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving in the lineup. No James Harden, obviously he plays for my Philadelphia 76ers. No Ben Simmons, he is out with a back injury, but when you have KD, when you have Kyrie, you have a chance to win against pretty much any team in the NBA. But going against them in this game is the young, plucky, upstart Memphis Grizzlies, who probably aren't getting enough love nationally in terms of an actual legitimate championship contender. Because if you look at this team, they have the second best record in the entire NBA. Better than the Warriors, better than any team in the East. They're only second to the Phoenix Suns, who are having a historically good regular season. In terms of net rating, if you want to look at advanced analytics, they're top 10 in both offense and defense, which is a true sign of a championship contender. So looking at the odds here on the screen, it's certainly no surprise that the Nets are favored. Pretty decently favored. Looks like the best odds we're getting on them are at minus 135. But this Grizzlies team is not to be slighted or doubted by any means. So they're the home team, which normally would be a good thing, but that means Kyrie Irving can play, so the Nets get a huge advantage that way. One interesting stat that I saw when I was researching this game is that the Grizzlies have the second best record in the entire NBA, winning outright when they're underdogs. So that means whenever the Grizzlies, they're not favored, they're the underdog, which in this case they are, obviously, as you can see here. They win roughly 60% of the time of the games that they're favored, or they're underdogs. So they've been underdogs 24 games so far this season, and like I said, they've outright won 60% of those games. So really good stat in favor of the Grizzlies. They always seem to show up for these big games. I mean, they have huge, legitimate wins. They've beaten the Sixers. They've beaten a lot of really good teams. They've beaten the Suns. They've beaten the Warriors. They've beaten the heavy hitters. And they've done it in a multitude of ways. When Ja Morant was out, they won with clamping on defense. With Ja Morant in the lineup, they're one of the most exciting teams to watch in the entire NBA. So this game, I got in on the Grizzlies money line when it first opened. I got it at plus EV. I got it at like plus 135, plus 139, something like that. Unfortunately, the odds have changed, and now the best money line odds you're getting are on WinBet at plus 125. So not a ton of value money line either way, but looking at the spread is where I love backing Memphis here. So they're plus EV at multiple numbers. So I like them at plus 3. You can get that on WinBet. The OddsJam Perfect line prices that at minus 114. Again, we get it at minus 110. I also like them at plus 3.5. This is at minus 115 on PointsBet. This is another plus EV play. Only 14 cents in market with, minus 124 on the Grizzlies side, plus 110 on the Nets side. So again, only 14 cents in market with. And I also like them, and the odds here aren't as great, but getting them, again, plus 4.5 is another plus EV play, minus 136 on PointsBet. So a lot of value on the Grizzlies in this spot, and I actually think the Grizzlies win straight up. I understand all the logic against it and how good the Nets have been this year, or have been recently, I should say. So on the Nets side, they've won 6 out of their last 7, and their only loss in that span is a last-second buzzer beater to the Mavericks, who have been streaking recently. They're a hot team. Despite a recent loss to the Sixers, the Mavericks beat the Celtics recently. They obviously beat the Nets, fully healthy Nets, which is impressive. So that loss you can kind of understand on the Nets' perspective, right? I mean, losing a buzzer beater like that. But I have a lot of faith in this Grizzlies team. I think that they show up for these big games. They relish the moment. I mean, everybody saw them talking a ton of trash to the Lakers. Granted, I understand the Lakers are certainly not the Nets, but the Grizzlies aren't scared of anybody. And I love Ja Morant. I love Desmond Bane. I love Jaren Jackson Jr. Even DeAnthony Melton off the bench is a good player. They're just littered with young, good talent. So I do like them to cover in this game, but what I like even more, and this is a bet that I'm slammed, is the over. So right now the over is priced at 235 on WinBet Sportsbook. It's plus EV. As you can see, the OddsJam perfect line prices that at minus 130. Prices the under at plus 115. So that's only 15 cents in market with, which is Load City. And we're getting it at minus 110 on WinBet. But the main reason why I love this over is on WinBet specifically is look at this. 236.5 on some other books. 237 according to the OddsJam perfect line. Then every other book has it at 237.5. So getting this at 235 is an incredibly valuable bet. So I slammed it. I put $100 on it, and all I'm doing here is just adding it to my bet tracker. So as you can see on the screen, add to bet tracker. I've also already locked it in, as you can see the screenshot of my bet slip here. And the bet tracker is something that OddsJam offers for free. You don't need to put down any money, nothing like that. You don't need to put down a credit card. You just need to sign up, make an account, and you can get all the insights and analytics into all your bets, which is an amazing tool. So getting this over 235 on WinBet, a really valuable bet. So I slammed it. Now, as far as player props go, there's a couple I wanted to look at. Obviously, you got to check out Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant points, and there actually is some value there. So Kevin Durant, his point total is priced at 27.5. As you can see, the OddsJam perfect line prices that at minus 154, and I absolutely love that total. If you look at Kevin Durant's stats, let's just look at the point total he's put up recently. 37, 38, 23 against the Mavericks. That was tough, but the Mavericks have one of the best defenses in the NBA. 19 against the Magic, but this was a game in which Kyrie put up, I believe, over 60. 53 against the Knicks. 25 against the Sixers, but keep in mind, he didn't play the entire fourth quarter of this game. Off game against the Hornets, 37-31. So getting Kevin Durant over 27.5 points, I absolutely love. I also love Kyrie Irving over 25.5. I don't love the odds on either one, minus 120 for Kyrie Irving, minus 125 for Kevin Durant, but it's such a valuable bet betting on those two to go over their point total. I know I'm betting on the Grizzlies in this game, but I am betting on the Nets 2 stars to score. So Kyrie Irving, you can get, like I said, a minus 120 on DraftKings. I absolutely love it. It was part of my NBA player props video from earlier. And Irving, he can't play in home games, and he hasn't played in a couple days. So you can tell he's rested. Clearly, being missing games doesn't affect him that much, because if you look at his stats, he's put up 50 points in 2 of his last 4 games. So it doesn't matter if he's missed time, because he's just, 50 against the Hornets. Again, this Sixers game, they didn't play the fourth quarter, so he easily would have put up more points. And the Magic, he put up 60 points in 35 minutes. So I love getting Kyrie Irving over 25.5 points. I think that's a really valuable bet, as well as Kevin Durant. Just bet on the 2 stars. And that's all I got for you. So officially taking the Grizzlies to cover the spread, officially slamming the over, and my 2 favorite player props are Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving over their point total. And that's all I got for you. So let me know what you thought of my analysis. You can hit me up at my Twitter handle below. Would love to hear the feedback. Other than that, would appreciate a like on the video and subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. And that's all I got for you. So happy betting, happy watching, and good luck.